All right, everyone, welcome back for another episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Wednesday, September 25th, 2024. If you've not done so already, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. We'll be doing a fall special shooting for October 1st, so that'd be Tuesday. So stay tuned for that. Pretty much site-wide stuff, so excited for that. But anyway, yeah, so let's get into it today. So markets here, again, this tape is just really dry right now. And we did gap up today, made a new high in the morning, technically to the letter of the law, and you can see NQ right now, getting a good pop in the after hours. Micron up about 10 points in the after hours on earnings. But technically, you know, like to the letter of the law, we made a new high on the futures. So you can see there 57.97.5, 57.98.75, and SPX, you know, made a new high by, you know, a point or two, or it was like 8 or 9 points. So technically we did make new highs, but we did not follow through. So we can see we sold off pretty sharply here, but again, we have higher lows on an intraday basis and on a daily basis. In fact, I'm actually watching this channel right here, and we can take that just like this, and you can see we've just been inside of that ever since the little correction, if you want to call it that, on Friday, the dip to 56.75. So I would say below this would be a little bit of a concern for bulls, just because we're so, you know, we have this island here. And if we start breaking these lower levels here and we break below 75, that would be obviously concerning. You could leave an island up there. I would think if they're going to do that, it's going to be via a gap down. But right now, again, give the market the upside bias to at least 57.50 until proven otherwise. We've got jobless claims tomorrow. Finally, a catalyst. Oh my goodness, like this market here lately. I mean, take a look at the afternoon. I mean, this is 10 points. All that shop, and then it's 10-point range. So just this really noisy tape here, not great for, you know, it's not a market you want to overtrade in. Look at the volume, 37 million shares. That's including after hours. It's about 415 right now. So not good volume, not good price action, very low grade chop. But it is setting up a trend line, right? Compression leads to expansion. So we should get one of those. I just don't know if we're going to get through, you know, 57.50 really. There's a lot going on here, end of quarter. You got JPM collar every day, right? It's not a coincidence that we keep closing and trading right through 570 SPY, right? We closed above it there. We had the dividend. Then we closed on it Friday. We closed there Monday. We closed just above it yesterday, and we closed just at it today. Like they're keeping this here for a reason. And it's like you thought OPEX was over with last week, but no, we still got to get through this end of quarter crap. So and then again, QQQ, you know, where is it at? 485, 486, right near this pivot here. Now, granted, we are up into the after hours. Let's see if they hold the gains into the overnight. I did have a little NQ long a few minutes ago that I dumped before the close, which, you know, it didn't want to hold into micros, kind of just like a flyer position in power hour. But yeah, I mean, we'll see if this reclaim of 20,200, aka 486, gets us going into tomorrow. Typically that can, but we got to see if it holds into tomorrow. And again, jobless claims misses, does something crazy. I mean, jobless claims are more important than PCE now, and we have PCE on Friday. So jobless claims can be a big deal. And one of the things I'll be watching for here is a couple of things that I noticed today. Take a look at the dollar index. I don't know if the smart money knows that jobless claims are, maybe we're going to have way less than anticipated, but look at this 5-minute chart of the dollar. It's just pumping all day long. And it held the gains by the end of the day. And it wasn't one of those situations where we got, you know, jobless claims or PCE and we just had a, you know, a huge pump like that and then we just flatlined the rest of the day. No, it just bid up all day long. So I don't know if it's short covering, profit taking, or somebody knows something. Got a nicely divergent RSI there too. That's been building for a while. So the dollar is not dead yet. And maybe that's foreshadowing something. If we take a look at yields, and by the way, China, they're still into that trend line on the Hong Kong. Shanghai with a bid all the way up into the 200 moving average. But if we look at yields, again, that rejection yesterday on the 30-year, it came right back up. So bond bulls maybe in a little bit of trouble here. 2-year, again, it's looking a little, I don't know, maybe it's divergent here. Yeah, it is a little divergent. Again, I'm more bullish on the long end, but you know, you get that number to come in lesser than expected, we could see some counter trend moves in yields. Now, how would that bother the market if the economy is growing, right? The whole risk right now is recession this, recession that. But if the economy grows too quickly and you see that 10-year start to get back, you know, close to 4%, then the concern becomes, wait a second, did the Fed just cut into a growth cycle? And is inflation going to come back really quickly? That's a risk I see potentially. Again, none of this means anything until the market confirms it, but just make sure that you know, we're aware of the next steps here. There's also, you know, the chance here that seasonality, everybody's laughing in the face of it right now, and I see a lot of bull complacency out there. And you know, even with the market at new highs, you know, fall products starting to inch up here. There's a lot of hedges going on in the next 4 weeks, and I don't think smart money, big money wants to lose money on it. So I just urge caution here. You know, maybe I'm, you know, worst case scenario, I'm wrong and it just goes higher. But I mean, I don't think that chasing up here is a good idea. That's what I'll say. You know, we get a sell signal, I'll be the first to let you know. Well, we'll let members know first, and then I'll come out in here and say it. But you know, take advantage of that discount. So anyway, but markets here today, again, kind of flat to lower. Oh, big thing too, dispersion is back in a big way. So what was up today, right? Mag 7, NVIDIA, Microsoft, AMD, Broadcom, Meta. Google's kind of flat to lower, wasn't terribly down. Apple was down, Amazon was down, but Amazon's been strong lately. Tesla was up big, so up another 1%. And what was down? The Russell got pounded, the Dow got pounded. What else got beaten up? XLP, defensive. XLV, defensive. XLU did finish up, but it did come off the highs and wasn't up a ton. So are these other sectors starting to, you know, back off? XHB down, VNQ, right? So that dispersion is coming right back into play. And you can see it right here if I can type it in. A little easier to see on a line. So correlation's dropping. That's bullish, just so you know. That can change really fast. But that's something that's big. One other thing that's big, this is bearish. Just before I forget, is net liquidity is dropping like a rock. And this tends to lead price by about a week. You can see here, it was, you know, rallying up. We had a huge drop. We came up and then we had the big drop there. We came up, we had a big drop in it. Bottom fell out. We bottomed right here, started to go back up. Bottom fell out recently. Again, this is all just data. You can do whatever you want with it. I'm just pointing out risks here. I think that trying to chase long up here is picking up pennies in front of a steamroller. That's what it feels like to me. But anyways, enough of that. Watch that intraday channel on spiders there. QQQ. Again, so it had a higher close, but it wasn't unable to close above 486. We are above that after hours. So again, we'll see where we're at tomorrow. But this level here is really, really tough. And NVIDIA, I told you guys 125. We actually told members in the trading room, you guys have NVIDIA, sell it at 125. What's the high of the day? 124.94. So on an outlier, you know, if we get a really juiced, you know, move, we could go to 130. That's really all I see. And obviously that would help the market. SMH 245 to 250 is your kind of max move right now, I think. And it is up nicely, obviously, after hours. But QQQ, again, jury's still out. I would not want to see it lose like 480 again, though. Specifically like that low. You know, you get an island, something that causes us to gap down, this can go down fast. But that's, you know, I just see a lot of risk here on both sides. IWM down 1.25, lost that wedge trend line too. So again, there's that dispersion working out. You see the RTY there, QQQ up, Russell getting pounded. So IWM on the weaker side. Dow here, pretty much like an engulfing candle, like outside down. Trend is still well up though. We'll see what it does tomorrow, if it follows through the downside or not. Again, semis, I think 250 is all it's got right now, unless they gamma squeeze it. But I think that's probably it until at least Monday. IGV inside day down 0.5%, no problems really. Again, possible island though. So just be aware of those little things. Transports were quietly down today, so faded a lot of yesterday's move, but it still had a nice recovery over the last 2 days, and that can still firm up here. If it goes sideways, it can try to build the base. Now, we talked about rates already. XHB down 1.5, so a little outside move down there. Back below 120 would be a little bit of a concern, as you'd be kind of back below this breakout area. But again, it's not the end of the world. Trend is still very nicely up. BNQ, again, down at 0.2%. Possible lower high here. So maybe that 618 holding after all. It's not a lower high by much, but if we take out that low at 97.44, technically you'd have a lower high and a lower low. Again, that could just mean more consolidation. Doesn't mean it's necessarily a sell. Still a very strong sector. XLF was a weak sector today, though. So again, deep dispersion here. Possible M top. Got to get more follow through here. If we break 44, I'd say you have an M top in play, and that 50 moving average. But right now, again, trend is still up. We're below the 20 moving average, but I mean, look at the weekly, right? It's just consolidating sideways here. KRE was also soft today, down 1.5. That's probably going down to 54. And then KBE, same look. That might go down to 50. Then we got broker dealers here. Those were weak all day today as well, but trend is still nicely up. There's still short-term local support at 680 on the XBD. Oil got hit pretty good today, so that finally came down. It did hold that green bar, that breakup bar low though, and it held the 20 MA. So, it's still holding up. There's still plenty of room for higher lows too. So we'll see how that behaves tomorrow. XLE down again. Room for higher lows here as well. Be watching all these energy plays pretty closely. Really good outside move on OIH too. Tagged 300 to the penny yesterday, and look at that gap down. That's vicious. Uranium here up another, CCJ up another 1.75. I thought it would be down today just because we ran into that 200 and 100. But yeah, it was up nicely again today. Now you got resistance here, right? This is where you broke down, hard sell, retrace, and then it dumped out. So this is probably about it for right now. Yeah, maybe it could get up to 50. But I would say this is probably about it for now. Let's just take a fib here. Yeah, there's your 618 right there at 48 and change. So that's probably about it for now here for CCJ, but very nice rebound. Beautiful W bottom. URNM fractionally lower here today. Again, went right into our level. And the same thing on the NJ. So we might need to stall out here a little bit. But pretty nice move. V contract on nat gas is closed today. Don't make too much out of this move here. That's just the contract closing. And actually, my sources tell me it's Nancy Pelosi having inside info on the storm, which will be here tomorrow. Already feeling the rain bands here. So if there's no video tomorrow, it's because I ran out of power, but we'll probably be fine. But nat gas X contract up 1.3, consolidating inside of the green. So a lot of resistance here. It needs to consolidate. 20 moving average needs to catch up. I think it's got one more leg in it. Dollar we talked about. Good move there. Sucked in a lot of shorts. And gold just continuing to make new highs. Hit 26.90 target. Again, it's not a short. That's just a upside objective. And it's still going higher. So that's really all you need to know. I can't imagine here, by the way, I tweeted about this last night, but I can't imagine this is in euphoria yet when GDXJ is 70% from its all-time high. So just putting that into perspective here. I traded through 2010, 2011. I know what euphoria looked like in silver and gold. It doesn't look anything like this. Like the plumber's not asking me about gold stocks right now. Neither is the pizza guy. Silver here down 30 cents. Yeah, nothing wrong though. Breakout, pause after a big insight or after a big outside day. Platinum here, a little pause after a nice outside day as well. And palladium down 1.6. But again, room for higher lows. We'll be watching this one, watching for pattern on this as well. But that's backing off that big move. Same thing with copper here, pause after a big outside move. So really no problem here with metals that I can see. Short term, maybe, I'm seeing a lot of, bugs take a victory laps. There's always, we have corrections, but I don't see euphoria at all. I do see short-term victory lap taking though. Bitcoin, again, it's just tightening range. That's consolidating underneath this pivot, presumably to go higher. I would not rule out one more push down though, one more leg down. But if this takes this high out, I don't think 69 holds it. I don't think 69 holds it. I mean, you've hit it so many times. You get a higher low and a higher high on the weekly there. I don't think it stays below that very long. The only thing that concerns me is everybody's talking about October. I don't know. We'll see. It's an election year. All right. But yeah, spiders holding up nicely. Let's just take a look at the futures again one more time. Yeah, we're holding 57.82. That's equal to about 57.25 SPX. But NASDAQ's stronger, right? This is right here, 20,200. That's 486. We're above that. Market's okay. And it looks like if this holds up, we could have more dispersion crap in play tomorrow. I think that likely is the case until end of quarter. That's how this starting to feel to me. I know I mentioned that yesterday, but this market feels heavily pinned. And I can tell just by looking at it intraday. But right now, again, we'll see what jobless claims gives us tomorrow. Hopefully we can get out of this range. But, I think it'll be obvious when it happens. So, but anyways, guys, kind of wrapped up here. Again, you guys take care. Don't forget to come find me on carnivoretrades.com. See you guys all tomorrow.